What's going on, people? It's your man, the White Bee, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy. Davey Productions for coming through and boosting up the coins. So, listen, people. I'm not a bar capper, so I'm gonna give G-Man his credit, yeah. G-Man said yesterday that Itauma, I haven't really watched Itauma like that. This was really the first fight I've watched live. And G-Man said that this dude's a prodigy. He's 19 years old. I wasn't too sure about him coming in heavier. I mean, listen, this Demsey Mckean, let's have a look at him. Moses, I don't think he's been knocked out before. Which is, he's been in there with Parker, I think, and someone else, Hergovic. Never been knocked out. And gave them pretty... Why is that not updating for? Moses Itauma. What is going on with this moody thing here? What is that? Got some mad thing on that one. Here we go, Demsey Mckean. Demsey Mckean had only lost once. Oh no, Hergovic did knock his ass out in the 12th round, to be fair. Prior to the stoppage. Okay, so he's been down before, but I'm sure he fought Parker, didn't he? No, he didn't fight Parker, I made it up. So again, this guy's probably a stiff, to be fair. Let's not get carried away, but still. Hergovic took him 12 rounds. And he got counted in the 12th prior to the stoppage. That's 12 long rounds of Hergovic. Yeah. Itauma goes in there, and not only did he end up winning me a tenner off 100 quid, which I was nervous about because he's light skin. This cat here, never mind prodigy, he is the light skinned prophet. He has been sent. The gods have heard our prayers. The fellow light skinned Don is out there who've been down bad. Anthony Yardy, Connor Hen with a moody Essex wig, white boy wig. Come on, man. Chris Ubambi Jr. Moses Itauma has been sent by the gods to put us man back on the map. Oops. And he looks devastating. Again, there's levels. Demsey Mckean is slow and leaky deaky, but the way he did it. This Itauma cat reminds me of Usyk. Imagine Usyk could punch. He comes in with a hook, like the up and changing levels feints. Quick as I think he's as quick as Usyk, if not quicker. But he's deadly with the hands. He almost has an esque to him of Fabio Wardley type power, but more refined. It's like, imagine, the equivalence would be, imagine you put Fabio Wardley in someone like Usyk. That's literally the equivalent. He's got it all, man. He's got it all. I want to see how much he weighs as well. He's only 19, so he's going to grow into the weight. You can assume he's already 250, man. He's already 250. He doesn't really need to put any more weight on. He's got a boy's body still. You see here his chest. This is the boy. He's 19 years old. Look at your own bodies when you're 19 years old. He ain't even got his man strength yet. Look at Dubois. This guy legitimately has another 10 years. 10 years of gains. And what I saw was... Listen, Hergovic couldn't knock him out in one round. He had... in one round, he had Demsey Mckean buying the feints as well. Demsey Mckean was going, like, reacting to the feints. I've never seen speed like it, honestly. I've never seen long speed like it. Mike Tyson had short speed. This guy can, meaning that Mike Tyson had to be on you to be quick. This Itauma cat can be out of range, and he's on you and he's knocked you out. It's scary. It's a scary prospect. I really do. He needs... Frank Warren knows what he's doing. He needs more challenges, but he's got plenty of time. There's no point talking about... Oh, no one is, but I'm saying there's no point talking about the Dubois and Bacolis now. No point at all. He should clean up. I'd get him in there with Miller, man. I'd get him in there with Miller. A big, stiff, oversized heavy bag. That's an upgrade fight, right? An upgrade fight. Miller's slow, can't punch, and he's right there. That's where I'd go next with Itauma, to be honest. He needs to step up. He's not learnt nothing from that. He would learn something from the Miller fight, I believe. I don't think it'd be a step too far. The Miller fight, Miller's slow enough and no power enough. Good chin though, so you'll get some work out of that fight, I'd assume. I wouldn't be shocked though if he just jumps in. People talk about Wilder having power. This is real power, I believe. I'm not going to sign off on it yet, but from what I've seen here, this is real dangerous power. This ain't just the bum of the month campaign power. That said though, I do think he went the distance with someone. Oh, it's been a while, so forget about that. He wasn't in his final form now. He's not in his final. Look at his hair. Whack don't get knocked out in 2 rounds. And yeah, listen, his resume is weak, obviously. He's 19. Maybe the Miller fight would be a step too far. Who are we thinking then? Otto Wallin's a stinker, though. He could just stink the place out. So I don't want to see Wallin. Chisora. If Chisora beats Wallin, that's there all day and night, man. But I wouldn't really want to see it because Itauma would do Chisora some harm, I believe. Miller's young and that'd be if Turkey wants to make that would make more. Where's that step up now from McKean? I'm trying to think of names. Let's have a look at the heavyweight rankings. He's a southpaw as well. Fair play to him. A true prodigy. Like G-Man said, a light-skinned prophet who has come down, been sent by the boxing gods. They've been heard my cries. Call me a liar. Where do you think he come from? Where do you think a 19-year-old light-skinned Donny came from? He didn't just pop out of nowhere, did he? He came because the YB was crying out to the boxing gods. Give us something, man. We need some talisman of hope. Bash. Moses, Imad, Usyk, Mike Tyson. Bash. Here you go, YB. We ain't going to give you no coin. Yeah? But we are going to send you a light-skinned line to put you, man, back on the map. You best believe it. Let's have a look at the rankings here. So let's forget about it. I mean, I'd put him in there with AJ right now. It's not going to happen. They're in the same camps, but he'd spark AJ out as well. AJ's too leaky-deaky with him. Wardley, again, they're in the same camp. They've got similar. The way they load up is they get good whap. Obviously, I'd have Itauma. Itauma's too clinical. Wardley's a bit loose as a goose. They're not going to make. Frank Warren's got all these fighters in house, so he's not going to rush to make that. He's going to want someone outside. Although there's a theory that you want to fight your own fighters together so that you always have a winner. That said, a lot of these fighters like Dubois, Wardley, Itauma, they're in a realm where you almost want them to build their own, not legacy, but their own history first before you match them off at this point. For example, mate, listen, the Romford bum, Johnny Shitter, he won last night, so it depends. If Eddie Hearn doesn't rush to make a rematch with Dave Allen, which is what should really morally happen, put a Itauma in there with Johnny Fisher, man. Put him in there, man. Put him in there. Johnny Fisher will get knocked out. I don't bet on KOs like that. You know me. I do not bet on KOs. I would bet a Itauma knock Johnny Fisher spark out for sure. I wouldn't even bother betting on just to win. He'd get knocked out. He'd get super knocked out. He wouldn't know what was going on. He got caught by slow Dave Allen, man. Yeah, and I did tell you before that Dave Allen fight with Johnny Shitter, I said that people have got to be careful thinking about the next fight. That is almost a bad talisman. That's a bad omen, sorry. Same with Dubois, to be honest. If Dubois comes in, rushing in and putting on Usyk, I don't mind it, but there's a thing here when people start talking about the next fight. AJ did it with Ruiz. Johnny Fisher was talking about, yeah, if Turkey wants to pay me enough to fight a Itauma, I'm open for business. Oops. So, that's something to bear in mind. Now, looking at the rankings, Dillian White. We know Dillian White's a free agent, people. Finished. That'll be a great clout builder. Maybe that's the route here, actually. Moses Itauma. She's always busy with Wallin. Itauma needs to stay busy. I want to see, actually... I want to see where how active he is. See, he's not very active for a 19-year-old. This guy, when you're knocking, listen, if you're having hard fights like Wardley versus Clark 1, you need a rest. But when you're going in there bowling bum and the mumps out, yeah, you should be in there for me, minimum 4 times a year, assuming you're having these type of fights. So if he fought literally 4 times a year, every quarter he should be out, is what I'm saying. He shouldn't really have how much a month? 4 or 5 month break here after cleaning Marius Wack out. Yeah, that was okay. He has been pretty busy, to be fair. He's been busy until this last one. I guess this was where he came onto the Riyadh Seasons scene, but he needs to be out again, man. He needs to be out again in March or April for sure. Latest April against Dillian White. That's the fight that makes it. Dillian White has the clout that Itauma can feed off. Even a Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce we know to Frank Warren, and Joe Joyce needs a payday. Joe Joyce would... I worry about Joe. Itauma would do Joe some proper harm. He'd do him some real harm in there. I'd bet on a knockout. I'd bet on Itauma knocking out. Again, I don't never bet on knockouts. I don't like it. I'd bet on Itauma knocking Dillian White out and knocking Joe Joyce Spark out. Both of them too. They get completely slain. It'll be homicidal, the things Itauma would do to them two bums. Too slow, too shot, too finished. You was in there, Dillian, you was in there with 68-year-old Martin Bacoli's uncle, man. Purple Aki, stop playing with him, man. What are you going to do with that? He's too quick. His weight is scarily quick for a heavyweight. 250-pound heavyweights. Don't move like that. It was like, whoa, blistering speed and power. It wasn't like Usyk, who's quick and just pushing and slapping. It's getting big whap on it. Honestly, it's frightening. I'd hate to be in there with him. He's probably, honestly, outside, well, Bacoli's massive though, isn't he? But them two right now, Bacoli's too big. And Itauma's just got it all. He's not small. He hasn't even got his man strength yet. It's a scary prospect, but it needs to be built right. And the next, we can talk about Jarrell Miller. This guy at 19, he needs running room. So you don't want to rush up too quickly. Really, he should clean out. Frank Warren should get the bag out for Itauma now, in my opinion. Overpay Dillian White. Overpay Joe Joyce to get him in there, kind of thing. Overpay Miller. That keeps him busy for a year, at least. Right? Overpay these dudes and get them in there. Andy Ruiz, Jarrell Miller beat him. And that'd be, I think Andy Ruiz is potentially a harder fight. He's got speed still. His feet are slow though, and he can't punch. But still, again, these are all the fights here. Maybe entice Wilder back in. Drag Wilder back in there. The point is, Frank Warren needs to start overpaying some of these big UK names to have a go on them. Dillian White, Joyce, Chisora potentially at some point. Miller. Who else we got? Ruiz even at some point. I'd put that towards the back end though, the Ruiz one. Even though Miller's got great gas tank, but he's slower and he's stiffer. There's less risk in a Miller fight than a Ruiz fight. Ruiz has got quick hands. He can counter. But I'd still back Itauma to beat him. And he's got a good chin. Those are the names we've got now, if I'm honest. Jermaine Franklin, he's solid though. I think Jermaine Franklin at this point is better than Dillian White. Not that we've seen him recently, but I assume he hasn't fell off as bad as Dillian has. And he's only 31. So I wouldn't even put him in there with this Jermaine Franklin cat. Too durable. AJ and Dillian White couldn't put him down and couldn't get him out of there. So Dillian White and Joe Joyce and Chisora, they're shot to bits. They'll be great marketing fights as well. That'd be the next three. Well, the next four would be Joyce first. Here's the easiest one. Then Dillian White. Then Chisora. I think Chisora's got more than Dillian White left. And then Jarrell Miller. That will keep him busy for probably 18 months. That's the plan, Frank Warren. I'm passing you the game right now. This kid don't need rushing, but he doesn't need complete useless dudes like Demsey Mckean. If that makes sense. He needs something now. At least there'll be narrative. If he's in there with Joe Joyce, Dillian White. Joe Joyce at one point was looking like the heavyweight king. He was certainly on the way there. Dillian White's had his time in the sun as well. There's something there. His fans will get their teeth into it. These bum of the month, like Marius Wack and Demsey Mckeans, they're not doing nothing for nothing. Itauma will feel better for it. Oh, I've just knocked out Dillian White in round 2 or 3 and no one's ever done that to Dillian before. Same with Joe Joyce. No one's ever... I think Zhang caught him in round 4 or something. This is the play, people, but this guy's a phenomenon. Seriously. Let's see if we can find a knockdown. And he didn't just knock Demsey Mckean out. It wasn't a stoppage. It was literally... Demsey Mckean fell on his leg. It looked to me like he might have split his ACL or something. His leg was proper bojangled under his backside. He just slumped on his leg. Short-circuited. I'm trying to find the angle. They play an angle at some point. Where is it? Is that it? That can't be it. Here we go. You can see it there, just about. You see that one there? That is a complete neurological shutdown, folks. You see this one here? Look at McKean's leg. His leg's just it must be quite painful actually under your bum for a big heavyweight. It's frightening. This guy, I'm on the bandwagon for sure. Not to mention is waving a light-skinned Donny flag. So this is the way we get back on, folks. Yeah, he may be the one to. Honestly, in 10 years, well, we can't speculate, but he looks like the real business. We need to see him in a real fight, though. I don't think Dillian White or Joe Joyce or anyone would give him that, but you never know, you see. Most people assumed Dave Allen wouldn't give Johnny Fisher a good fight, and he did. So who knows? Maybe one of these guys like Chisora or Joyce or Dillian White or Jerome Miller, he needs that, though. The argument is, does he need it now? Or how many fights has he had? Maybe it's because I'm not involved or invested as such. I'm not benefiting from their careers. But I'm sceptical of all this bum slaying. How many bums did Johnny Fisher knock over? What did it do for him when it mattered? Nothing. You need to step up. Because Itauma will go along knocking all these bums out for the next 10 years if he keeps fighting bums like Wilder. Then again, it does build your profile, but I don't want to. It'll frustrate me if I'm honest. It's to be so talented. Let's get out there, man. Let's get out there and get it. Yeah, sitting back and pumping records up. You're too good for that. You can just go in there and smoke these dudes. You smoke Dillian. You smoke Joyce. You smoke Chisora. You smoke Jarrell. Let's just get it now. Get it, and then you can sit around at the fringe world level for a bit, and then start taking on the. Who was it? Start taking on the middle level guys. Have a go on AJ maybe. Frank won't get the big bag out. Have a go on AJ on his way out. Have a go on Fury on his way out, potentially. I don't think Fury would do it. Or AJ would do it. But those are the ideas, the principles. And then you get into the Bacolis and the Danny Dubois in 3 years from now. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it.